and should be audible.
Hi, can you hear us?
You can hear us?
I
Hello,
can.
Joanne.
How are you?
Good, good.
So we are at the Council on Aging, July 16th.
Yeah, sorry.
It is 7:02 p.m. 7:02 p.m., July 16th, okay? Just wanted to put that time out there so that I know when we start and when we finish. So I want to thank Hadley Media, of course, famous Nick, for helping us and doing what he does and how he gathers everything together to make sure that this meeting is edited properly. So moving on to number 2, I want to do roll call. Crystal Jackson,
Pat Rismeyer,
Joanne Gadding,
okay. Megan Rayling is not going to be here. She is resigning. So she will not be here today or going forward.
Megan has a lot of responsibilities,
she's-
professional and personal, and
She definitely tried, to do this as well as everything else, but she's a busy person. And I fully understand her withdrawal. It's either that or a lot of confusion and such things.
I guess I'd just like to thank Megan for
Oh,
her
yeah.
service. She's been a great CDEI member, very engaged and helpful and knowledgeable
Mhm.
and collaborative, and I appreciated working with her and thank her for her.
She will be
dedication.
missed. She will be missed. But she, as she says, she can still help, like when she's about the movie and her, getting her children involved. So she can still help on the outside if we need her. But I wish her all the best, I wish everything for her to go in a positive light and that she definitely has a better sense of relaxation now that she doesn't have to, put this on her agenda. Okay. Do we have any opening of reflections? Can't hear you.
oh, that's right, sorry. Joanne here. I'll just share that I attended the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence from Britain gathering in Amherst. And they read the entire declaration, which I admit I've read years ago. It was just very moving to see a lot of people show up, a lot of diversity, and they had different readers, and they're people of, different ages, different backgrounds. And I just found it moving to again hear that we're all created equal and that have a right to pursue life, liberty, and happiness. And it's a work in progress. It was touching, and I thought I would share that. And that was on July 4th.
That's great.
Thank you for sharing. I wish, I might, if I would have known about it, I might have went, something to do. But it was just so hot. I just
It
decided
was.
to stay indoors. I couldn't do it. It was just entirely too hot outside. But I'm glad you took the time out to go, and that's what I appreciate about you, that you do find time to do extracurricular activities that, actually benefit the DEI and bring back information that is assisting with our mission.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Anyone else have any opening reflections?
No.
Let's see. So I don't know where I can hold that off for old business. The recording clerk, so we will not do, June's minutes. We're gonna push that off until August, okay? I didn't have a chance to do it yet.
Okay.
So we will approve the minutes for June, but we will not meet in August, we said, correct?
I think we did discuss not meeting.
Yeah, so in September. But we did discuss we're going to have the movie decided now, since we're
Right.
not meeting in August.
Yeah. Mhm.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a moment. Okay. Now, for old business, I did speak with Patrick about the movie nights for the teens and such. And in our discussion, he stated that most of the teenagers or children, since it's now summer, they do not come to the library
Mhm.
as frequent as when they're in school. So it would be harder to reach out to them since they will not be there.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So we discussed it would be better, plus the availability as well wasn't as much as I thought would be. So I think what we can do is probably decide on maybe around Halloween, since we do not do trick or treating and it's at the school anyway.
Mhm.
Maybe for Halloween, I mean, I still want to do the drive-in. Nick and I spoke about a drive-in for the kids. What town did that before?
Northampton does
North-
something similar just with Pulaski Park.
Yeah.
They just have the equipment available.
Yeah, and that would be something. So we can come together with figuring out, how we can do, depending on the weather too. For the drive-in, I mean, I call it a drive-in because it's going to be outside and I'm just used to saying drive-in because that's what I did when I was a child. Outside movie was a drive-in. So there's a lot to think about and a lot of gears to change now that the timeline has changed, because I did not know that that amount of children would not actually
Mhm.
be at the library.
Mhm.
I'm thinking that since they're out of school, they would be there more and get together, but no. So that is kind of, put down on the back burner for a little while, which gives more time to decide upon which movies we're going to see, when we're going to do it, and things of that nature. We all can come together with an idea of movies, once we get the genre and the children's idea of what they would like to see. But it gives us time, like I said, because now I can start it when they go back to school and figure out a QR code and just let them scan it to answer it. You know? All right. So the film that was the film that we discussed, the timeline for the Hispanic Heritage
Mhm.
Month, Pat volunteered to come up with the idea for finding new members. Finding a movie
Mhm.
to fit this.
Mhm. Which I
So
did.
you did. And which movie did you come up with?
Well, I watched a few. Some were too long.
Mhm.
Some were too focused on one individual. And then I did a search and I found the movie titled The Long Game. It's fairly recent, 2024.
Mm.
It's under 2 hours,
Mhm.
1 hour and 52 minutes. It's based on a true story.
Oh,
So those are all things that I think fit within our criteria.
right.
It is a matinee kind of movie, the kind of movie you'd watch in an afternoon.
Mhm.
And it's set in Texas in 1955. I'm trying to look at the town,
Mhm.
which is escaping me right now, but it's set in a border town in Texas, borders Mexico.
Mm.
And five young Mexican-American caddies
Mhm.
on a golf course who are barred from playing on the course for reasons of discrimination.
But they can carry the bags.
That's exactly right. That's the theme.
Wow.
And I think that's that theme of being excluded
But included.
is sort of part of the diversity story.
Mhm.
And I think people would resonate with this. These caddies, these young men, are joined by a new school superintendent who comes to town because of the golf course. He's a very good golfer himself, and he is barred from playing.
Why?
They don't really say, but
Is he Mexican?
he is
Oh,
Mexican
okay,
American,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So anyway, it's a story about these young men who are in high school. Their superintendent, another man who is friends with the superintendent, and how they form a golf team.
You know, that
And
is
it's
wonderful.
based on a true story. So I found it really interesting,
Mhm.
engaging, and I think that our audience would really enjoy it.
Wonderful.
It's a story I had not heard before.
Mhm.
I have a good friend, a Latina friend. She is familiar with the movie and she strongly supports the recommendation and said she found it very uplifting.
Well, I think I seen a movie like that. And did they play in tournaments?
They did,
I
but
think I've
but
seen
we
that.
will have no spoilers.
No, no, no,
Come,
but I think I've seen it, and if it's the one, then it's really good.
it's really
It's a
good.
really good movie.
I cried.
I know.
So,
Mhm.
you know, it's very moving. I
It's a
found it
tearjerker.
very moving and I think that the audience would really like it.
Okay, and that's what we're going to propose to Violet,
Yes.
and that's for the mid-September, September 18th, you
I
said?
think we have a date in our last meeting minutes. I think I can pull that up
Yeah, I
right
thought
now.
it was September 18th.
It's on the agenda. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
I
Oh,
pulled
here
that
it is.
from,
It is the 18th.
Okay,
Yeah.
the 18th, and I actually have the DVD and Violet said she likes having DVDs, so that's good.
Awesome.
And this would be a film that we could show to
A movie night.
We could-
Remember, we
we could-
spoke about
that's
that.
right, for that, this is a movie
Yes.
that would appeal to
Our
high
YAs,
school
our young
kids,
adults,
right.
yes.
So
very
it-
good.
So anyway, this is what I'm recommending. There are a lot of good films out there, but I think this is one that people may not have seen themselves. And
Right.
so,
I think it's a great movie. If it's the one I'm thinking, it is a great movie, and it shows a lot of diligence and confidence and just
Yeah.
understanding, and it's a good movie. It really
is.
is. So I do believe that the kids, the young adults, because it shows children overcoming an
Right.
obstacle and not giving up. And it also shows an adult going through the same thing that the children, that it's not just children that have to deal with that situation and that aspect of life. So I think it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful choice. Thank you, Pat.
Joanne,
always
you
do
too,
so
we'll
well.
move forward with
I
this.
move that we do that film.
All
Okay,
right.
I will tell Violet.
So all in favor for this movie?
Yep. I am Joanne. Yes.
Right, thank you.
Okay,
You're welcome.
just writing this down. And then, got a second, okay. So as far as old business C, finding new members, it's so hard to see people, you know, people are just on the move. You know, no one stops to talk anymore. They're just, it feels like this is a different era. Because you used to can have a conversation. I remember telling you guys when I started that I could just conversate with people and, you know, let them feel comfortable. Now it's just people are focused on going to the supermarket and going home or wherever their, you know, final destination will be. They just want to get there. So I'm hoping that anyone who is listening or following or looking at this video, please reach out to us if you'd like to become a member. Whether you're a young adult, an older adult, middle adult, it doesn't matter. We are welcoming all. Race, color, preference, gender, it doesn't matter. We're all here, and that's what the DEI stands for: diversity, equity, and inclusion. So hopefully anyone watching, they would just reach out to us. You can reach out to us via the email online on the Town of Hadley's page, or you can reach out to the select board and let them know, and you know, everything can take place through them. Do you have any ideas for new people yourself, Joanne?
I don't have any specific names that come to mind, but I feel that I'd like to do a little more spreading the word to people that I know in town. I am also one of those busy people that I don't always see all the people I want to see.
Exactly.
I know that my friend Lars knows a lot of people in town. And
Mhm.
I'm going to reach out. I'll ask him if he knows anyone. That's at least
Mhm.
something I can do. I wonder if, Mark Dunn might know anyone who used to be on the committee that not to ask them to be on the committee again,
What you mean?
but it,
Well,
I think
yeah,
some kind of, networking is probably going to need to happen.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, network with
Yeah.
people I do know, but a lot of, they just don't know everyone. Everyone is, their bandwidth is so full, they can't, and then the timeline of meeting at this time, normally people have eaten dinner and they're settling down to get ready for work or, relax. So to come to a meeting at 7 o'clock at night is something that they're not really looking forward to doing. So, I just think we need to rearrange some things to make it more inviting. I mean, 7 o'clock at night is pretty late, you know. We have to come up with something, maybe different days, different times, so that we can appeal to the wide range of people's schedule. So if someone, wanted to come straight from work, it would be possible. But when you go home from work and then you get situated and eat dinner, you really do not feel like now I have to get up and drive somewhere. And even if it's via Zoom, you still have to put yourself in that mind space to be able to attend. So I guess we can think about that. Whatever we can. We can look at the schedules, we can look at the calendar, we can see if we could change days and change times that can benefit everyone, not just, one or two people. Make it a little bit easier for us, along with whomever else may want to join. So also, I wanted to discuss the information from Lars.
Oh, I just wondered if you asked me, did Pat have any ideas? You would ask me, but I wanted to know if Pat had any ideas too.
Remembers.
Yeah,
Members.
Yeah, I mean, you wrote down what you had
Exactly.
suggested, Joanne, that you were gonna think about it, and I would think about it too. I mean, I
Right.
was trying to think of some of the committees in town where people may bring a sensibility to it, like the Hadley Learns group. There might be somebody in the
Yes.
Hadley Learns group that would
Yeah.
be interested.
Mhm.
You have to be a resident of Hadley.
Right. And that's
Because,
what I mean.
yeah,
It's a lot to
I'm-
to do.
Yeah, I think the teachers in the schools are fabulous. Some of them don't live here though, so they couldn't serve.
And then the timing,
Yeah.
So
No, there's
think we have
it's
a
so
lot to-
hard.
yeah.
And maybe we could talk about not having 12 meetings a year or 11
I
meetings a
think we
year.
did discuss
Yeah,
that.
so
then.
maybe there's a way to accommodate people a little bit more, but
Yeah.
I would like to think about it.
Exactly.
Thank you for asking, Joanne, but I don't have anything that's on the tip of my mind.
Right.
And for both of you, is there a better time than this? It actually
don't
works
know
for
yet.
me.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
because
That's why I said we can all sit down and look at the
Sure.
calendar and then the schedules
Okay.
and then think of it. It's something that's not just one step, it's a few steps. So
yeah,
I think that's what we all come and try to decide upon, because to me, a little bit earlier possibly, or a different day may intrigue people to become members, because as you know, we had Renew, but she got a job working later. And, Megan, her plate is full. So we have to keep in mind that people have lives outside of this, and we want to try to incorporate that respect for them. Try to figure out how we can work around with the residents of Hadley. Because that's who we need. And if we have to make adjustments to get new members, then that's something that we should do. So did you want to talk about Lars and just?
Well, we have guests for future meetings. You want to talk about that? That's under new business?
Well,
No,
I want to discuss why we're not going to support that.
no, I'm not
You
comfortable
don't want
doing
to?
that. No,
Okay.
no, I don't. I'd rather stick with the agenda.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
not on the agenda. I
So,
saw it was removed, so I figured it was gone. So,
So, well, not really, because we just spoke about it, so I didn't
yeah,
know.
but
That's
I
why.
didn't know any of that, so that's
No, you
okay.
didn't.
Nope.
So there was something else.
We could- yeah.
It was on number 7, you said?
Well, guests for future meetings. Do we have any guests in mind for future meetings in general?
No,
No,
I
no
don't,
guests for
yeah.
future meetings.
Well,
Okay.
at some point, because we have a new town administrator, it's probably too soon. But I'd love to have the new town administrator come. But it might be too, just
It's gonna
getting,
be a long while because they have
Yeah.
to settle in, so that's gonna
Okay.
take
Yeah.
some time.
that's
A
too, but I
long
still
time.
wanted to put that vote in.
Yeah, of
So
course,
at some point.
sure.
That's the only-
Well,
We could invite Mike Mason back, though.
if you want, I mean,
In
he's
his
just
role as-
relaxing
Yeah,
now.
well, in his role as, police chief, that,
Or his role as the town administrator, how did he, feel about that and the transition back to being, chief again? So
Yeah,
we can put down there and speak
he
to
was
him about
great
that.
when we had him the other time.
he was
Or I
great.
would reach out
He
to
was
him.
great.
You want to reach
I'll
out
reach
to him?
out to him.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
I would-
Can't hurt. Thank
Let
you.
me- Yeah,
Uh,
and drive-in movie that we already talked about.
we just
Okay.
discussed that, how we're gonna do that for,
Halloween.
yeah, around Halloween, but we might just, depending on the weather, just keep it to the library
Mhm.
because they didn't have that much availability anyway. And then the kids are not there, so we have to wait till school starts anyway. And then that way we can find out, and then I'll come up with the QR code so they can just scan it and just say yes or no, what they like. And this way we'll be able to have maybe a nice Halloween movie, after they go trick or treating.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Well, what time do they usually go trick or treating? At 6 o'clock at the school, you think? Do you know? No?
There's an event at the school. It's normally during the day.
Oh, during the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex, do you remember what time it was last year? It was
Oh,
definitely during
Alex
the
is
day.
there?
There's definitely sunlight for the like
Hi there, I
after that.
apologize. Could you repeat that again?
Hey, Alex.
Hey there.
The Halloween events at the elementary school, those are like midday.
Yeah, I would say they're midday, like 4 o'clock. It's not exactly on Halloween, but they are definitely midday. Enough time for kids to have fun in the daytime, but safe enough for it so they're not walking around at night.
Okay, all right.
I just looked up Halloween is on a Saturday,
Oh,
which presents a lot of,
UMass will be so excited by that.
yeah. Just good to know. Daytime
Exactly.
events, staying up late, who knows? Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, now you're ready, I'm ready.
Okay, so now we have open agenda. So I think, Crystal, you brought something to our attention that
Yes,
I think we want to discuss on our
so,
open agenda.
basically, I received something from Alex. And at first I wasn't going to really say much, but this is getting out of hand now, okay? We're being attacked consistently by this person or persons. We don't know how many are behind it. We do not even know if they are a resident of Hadley. We don't know. However, this last thing that they did is what sparked my concern, okay? They are against the flag. Alex, did you want to talk since you know more about it?
I would honestly just defer to the letter I sent to the DEI committee for now.
Okay. So Alex sent us a letter. And it's also a letter that you sent to the select board, correct?
It's correct, yes.
Okay, so it's basically this person is stating that the LGB flag should not be posted on Facebook as a representation of Hadley. And they would like it to be removed and replaced with the American flag or the seal, the Hadley seal. Now, the town seal. Where I come in for diversity, equity, inclusion, the DEI, this is inclusive of everyone in Hadley. Okay? There are people who are in long-lasting relationships with the same gender. There are people who have family members that are LGBTQ. We have people in Hadley town that are referred to as this. This is not a small group. This is actually a large group. And for it to be criticized the way it is, and it has been, is not something that I feel is acceptable as someone to pose their ideology on us because they're not accepting of what we may include as diversity. I do not think that this should go to the select board and provide, this person says, they want to know whether the town has a written social media branding policy. They also said that the town adopted a policy emphasizing that official displays represent the town's official speech and are not intended to serve as a forum for the viewpoints of particular groups. Then the person says, if that's standard, I don't believe a town-operated Facebook page should use any advocacy or identity flags as its official profile image. Why not? Why not? What's wrong with that? You know, why is this so threatening to this person? Why is this person making this in such a manner that they want us to create or change or provide and produce a policy? I'm not sure of how anyone feels about this. I did send it to you, Joanne. Did you have a chance to review it?
I did. But I was in the middle of dinner. I'm again away on a trip, but I got to read. This is the kind of thing I need a lot more time to reflect. But I am very interested in knowing what the social media branding policy is, if any. I don't do Facebook, so I'm not paying attention to any of that kind of stuff. But I don't know how many town departments are using Facebook as their representation of the town. I'm just curious to see if there is such a policy, because that's what this individual is bringing up as justification.
Well, actually, what he's bringing up is that this flag should not represent, what they're saying is what's on the page is representing Hadley, and this person doesn't believe that that flag should be there, which is, to me, is deleting a whole group of people. So do you feel any way about that?
Well, I think the issue here is, for me, is there a policy or not? Because my feeling is if there are going to be images representing all of Hadley, then each month let's switch it to a different one, because there's so much diversity. Maybe they're bothered that it's been there too long. I really don't know. I have a lot more questions.
That's why I sent it to you to read. It's not that it's been there too long.
Yeah.
It's the flag representation.
Well, I guess my opinion, as a member of the CDEI and my understanding of our mission is that it is our responsibility to foster and promote awareness and strategies to address issues related to anti-racism, diversity, equity, and inclusion within the town of Hadley. So I think for me, within that context, visual that communicates inclusivity is consistent with what I see as our charge. And so I look at it through my lens as a member of this committee.
Right.
And I do see it as inclusive, not exclusive.
Exactly.
It doesn't state to me, only certain members are welcome. It's actually all people are welcome.
Exactly.
So in my view of this, it's completely inclusive. So for that reason, as a member of this committee, I would be supportive of that image.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Pat. I really do. When Alex sent this to me, like I said, at first I just was just, but then I thought about it and it really, there's so much going on today, to leave out anyone. And like you said, we are the Committee for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And to bring this, to us is something that I'm glad Alex made us aware of. Because this flag is not something that just was put up. It's been there. There's never been an issue with anyone saying anything. And here we are debating this and, wanting to sit down with the select board to change it. This is something that is, we have to keep an eye on it, and it's not a sign or a flag that's on the Welcome to Hadley on Route 9. This is social media, it's a Facebook page, and it's isolated. It's not in everyone's feed, it's not on everyone's computer. Like Joanne says, she doesn't even do Facebook. She would have never even known, So to put it where you'd rather have this change, on what premise? Why? Why do you want this to be changed? Why does this annoy you? What has happened that makes you feel that this should not be a representation of diversity, equity, and inclusion in Hadley? That would be my question. And those are the answers I would like to hear. So I guess when this gets a little bit further, we'll know, when the town meeting, if there is one that's going to, be about. And I just want to read, Alex, do you mind if I read something from what you sent me?
Please do.
Okay, so there's something here that is very bothering and humbling. And it says here, according to the Trevor Project, 1.8 million young people between the ages of 13 through 24, seriously, if not, considered suicide each year in the United States, with at least one attempt every 45 seconds. Our LGBTQ plus community should not be subject to more political curveballs, and we should be moving forward and supporting them like we would do anyone else. It's part of a community. It doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are, what gender, what preference, if you're an alien from the outer space, it doesn't matter. It should not matter what you are and what represents a group of people or an inclusive generation. Because to me, Hadley is forward thinking. Because when you look at it, a couple of years ago, this was not there. But now it is. So this goes to show how Hadley is moving along with the times and not stuck in the past. And to compare us to other towns' policies, why? I would like to know why this is so bothering to this person or people. And it also says, both Amherst and Northampton have high scores through the Human Rights Campaign's Municipal Equity Equality Index, which demonstrates the way cities and towns can support the LGBTQ plus population. The town of Hadley is currently not listed just as our Route 9 neighbors are, with our already identified LGBTQ population in Hadley. including our own town employees. We should be taking the high road and supporting them rather than giving in to people whose mission is to create division. And it's, the concern that sparked with the current flag policy, that is set to be discussed at a future select board meeting. We do not have, well, I know I don't have the date, but as it states here, we urge the select board not to take this up. To give this feet to walk with, to give it fire, to create the smoke, I don't think Hadley should position itself to give time to this. We should not be bullied or coerced into doing something that one person or however many decides this is not what we want. Hadley is a town. Hadley is a town to be reckoned with. And there are many people in this town that stand behind decisions made by the select board. So to actually say, okay, we're going to change it, I think it would cause division in the town. Because, there is a lot of people who are LGBTQ and we should respect that. Like I said, we have family members, town employees, you never know. And to have this person feel as if it's okay to blast us and have us bend a knee to them because they feel like I'm making, a statement and I want it changed. There's a lot to it than just changing it. There's a lot to it. Well, I'm glad that you provided this to us, Alex, and thank you again for doing so because this really needs to be spoken about. And I wish I had my glasses. I do have them because there's something here it's dated on the bottom. Let's see. Well, this is what this person added to their information to Hadley. So it says right here, it says the flag flying policy, the select board declares that the flag pole and properties owned by the town of Hadley are not intended to and do not serve as a forum for free expression. That's not true. But rather as a non-public forum for the display of governmental flags authorized by the select board, either as required by law or as an expression of the select board's official, I might say monumental speech and policy sentiments. But this is talking about outdoor flags flown. Doesn't say anything about social media. I mean, if I'm missing something, please let me know. Do you see anything here that says social media, Alex, or is this just applying to the pole flag?
I don't feel comfortable answering that, for I don't know much about that policy and what went into it.
Okay. Yeah, I just was reading what you sent to us. What about you, Joanne?
Well, it's pretty clear to me that these are their guidelines regarding the display of all flags flown on town-owned properties. It doesn't say anything about photographs.
Thank you.
That's my view.
Thank you. Yeah. So it looks to me as if the CDEI will be following this. And hopefully if there are any meetings, we will find out about it. And if 1, 2, 3 members can attend, just to, be able to voice our opinion about what's happening. And why, like I said, I have questions on why. Why? If it was a black flag, just a black flag with no lettering, nothing, would that be accepted? Or if it was a a flag with stripes, just stripes, would that be accepted by this person? Is this particular flag the reason why they are upset about it? And that's something that needs to be discussed.
And I do hope we will have the opportunity to weigh in.
Yes, I hope so. I hope it's not a closed door meeting. I do hope that someone, one of us, or however many can attend, because I would like to know the answer as well. You know, and if we do not have a specific flag policy for social media, then maybe one can be created. You know, because I think that this is just pertaining to the flag policy on the pole, and it doesn't say social media images. And this was not written in the olden age where we didn't have social media. So picking out bits and pieces of it and then putting it and saying, this is what the policy is, we need to actually see more of that.
Crystal, I
Yeah.
appreciate you mentioning why this person feels that way. And while I don't think that we're going to get them to come to a meeting to talk about it, I found in my own, right, in my own life, when people say things or do things that just really land offensively, I do try to find what's underneath that. Because there's
Right.
usually something.
Exactly. That's why I said, I want to
Yeah.
know the answer why.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? You know, it's just, I don't know, and it would be biased for someone to say it's because of the LG. That's not something that should be said or treated as such. So, like you said, hopefully we'll be able to be at the meetings, invited to the meetings, and see where this is going, if the select board even entertains it. You know?
Right. Which Alex is recommending they don't.
Yeah, exactly. Because to me, it'll be a waste of their time. I can't say it will be a waste of their time because to this person, this is important.
Right.
And to this person, this is something that's meaningful to them. And this is something that is hitting close to home somewhere.
Right.
So I would like to give everyone a chance. I would like to give this person a chance to speak. And I would like to give us a chance to speak and the select board a chance to speak. Because maybe the person just wants to be heard. And maybe there can be a solution where everyone's happy. And that would be wonderful. And that's why, if it is entertained, I think we should all be involved. You know,
Well
but
said.
I did want to speak about that because that, I don't think that's fair to a certain group of people. Not at all. Not at all. Well, does anyone else have any closing reflections? Was this something to talk about?
Well, have a month off, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have the month of July, month of August
Mhm.
off, so maybe we can get some rest and relaxation, and I hope that for all of us.
Yeah.
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 I was going to share that I just recently became aware, and let's see, I'll read this. You know how we've been, Crystal, you had gotten that schedule that showed what months
Right.
left. Okay. So I heard this, that June is officially known as African American Music Appreciation Month.
Mhm.
Established in 1979 by President Jimmy Carter. And I'm sad to say that I did not know this.
Well,
And
that's what we do. What we do.
what's that?
That's why we do what we do so that we can bring awareness.
Right. And I thought for doing an appreciation of African American music, doing something, whether it's something at the library, but I mean, I love the music. I mean, I
Yeah.
know we sponsored Pat, do you remember it was on jazz?
Right.
Yes.
And so I just throwing in a plug for June, doing a something.
Yeah, for next
Music.
year.
And
Yeah.
music, that will bring
Yeah.
people. Music, yeah.
We can definitely have maybe
like a movie.
speaker. No, for our
Oh,
meeting. Maybe we
nice.
can have jazz in the background and talk about the jazz singer in the background. You
There's a
know,
lot we could do.
Oh,
And
party.
party in June and invite some musicians from UMass.
That would be
You see?
wonderful.
I just felt I'm just more and more acknowledging to myself how much having music as part of a gathering, not just talking, not just, but, and I don't mean in the DI meeting, although that could be fun, but
Yeah.
the music feeds the soul. And
Right.
after I became aware of this, I was with my sister and she went online and looked for videos that gave more details. And she found one that was uh, African American music in 400 years in 1 minute. It was way too fast, but
Yeah.
it was rich. We both said we're hungry for more, you know,
Yeah.
and so
Interesting.
we got
Mhm.
some time.
Yeah. When you delve into the musical history of African Americans, you'd be surprised on the different instruments. My uncle used to play the steel drums. I don't know if you've ever heard of those.
Yes.
And I loved it as a child. And he would go to different festivals, and it was him and I think maybe four of his friends, and they would all play. And it's like a steel drum, but it's made where each and every portion has a different decibel. It has a different sound. And the way you
Right.
hit it and just blend it, and that comes from African history, you know, back in Africa. So there's a lot of music. If you were to look into the history of African music and really go down that rabbit hole, you'd be surprised of the music that you would hear. And you might even start dancing, Joanne.
Oh, I'm not new to it. I just didn't know that there was an official month chosen like over for what is it 50 years ago?
Yeah,
It
that's just
it
be surprised.
it's just one of those things. It reminds me that last week or so I heard about an event in our nation's history that no one hears about,
Mhm,
and unfortunately it involves a massacre of African Americans.
mhm,
And just like the thing that happened in Tulsa, when I first heard about that, that was only about 6 or 7 years ago. Never heard
yeah,
of it. Now, so bringing awareness is just such a pleasant thing for me to be informed, and in part because I'm a
Nation's
white
history.
woman from Vermont, where everyone looked
Yeah.
like me, it's just makes life richer. It
Mm.
just, yeah. So I
Yeah,
just
you
was touched by that and I wanted to share it. Yeah.
well, there's a lot that you can look into and you'll be touched by it, trust me.
Oh, for sure.
Touched
Yeah,
by
that
it.
was very good when you handed out the comprehensive list of months. That I think
Yeah,
has been very
Thank you.
helpful to this group.
Yeah, and this way
exactly.
you can review it yourself and look into it and be able
Right.
to. And again, I again want to say thank you for Black History Month for everyone finding something relevant that someone
It
of
was great.
African American heritage, contributed to society. That I just thank you guys. That really, really was new.
Hmm.
And hopefully we can continue it every year as well as different, heritage months because we want to, as a DEI, equity inclusion, we want to support everyone, no matter who it is, no matter what your gender, race, or preferences are. We want to support everyone, and that's what we should be doing. And that's why we need more members, because the more members we have, the more information we can bring into the meetings, you know, not just something that's just relying on us three. It's a lot because we have our lives as well
Sure.
outside of this. So having more members, you never know, like you said, Joanne, their connections to society,
Right.
my connections to committees or whatever, and Pat's connections, you just never know. Nick's connections. You never know. Well, if that's all we have,
And make a motion to adjourn.
I
okay,
will second that. I'll second that.
and all in favor?
Aye.
Joanne is in
Yeah.
favor. Yep.
All right. Thank you, Joanne. I will see
Sure.
you soon.
Yeah,
I
thanks
hope
for
so.
coming from
Both
your
of you.
vacation, Joanne.
Yes, lovely. All right.
Adios.
Off we go. That was that, Jeff.